Hello and good morning, good day, everyone. I thought I was unmuted, but I think right now the audio and the video should be working. Hello. Before we're going to begin, before I will introduce myself formally, and we're going to start this webinar about the EON Metaverse Builder, I just going to check maybe on chat if all of the technical elements works for you, please. So if you could maybe write on the chat, hello, hi, where are you from, which part of the world you're connecting, and if everything works technically correct for you, that means if you can see me, you can see the screen, and of course, I assume you will be able also to hear my voice. Looks fine now. Thank you, Alam. All right. I'm going to wait maybe 30 seconds more because we should have more of the participants joining. Right now it's slowly growing. So I will be monitoring our event here, also trying to answer all kind of questions that might come in. So let's wait maybe a few more seconds. Thank you all, and hello, good morning. Make yourself comfortable because I hope it's going to be an intensive session. Also, I would like it to be a practical session, as the title suggests. So I want to also make sure that I'm able to collaborate, even though this is a webinar format, collaborate and work with you. Hello, I see we have people from different parts of the world. So good morning, good day, good afternoon, wherever you are. Okay. So how many people right now live? I see it. Okay, great. So let's begin. So at the beginning, a little bit of introduction. So hello, my name is Martin Kashica, as I already mentioned. I am Director of Global Education and Training at EON Reality. And today I will be your host for this webinar about the Metaverse Builder and practical aspects of new functionalities in the EON-XR platform, especially focusing on the product called EON Metaverse Builder, and also looking from a practical point of view on the potential related to visualization of various topics, procedures as well. And I'm connecting with you live right now. There will be also one session on the afternoon today. So if you want to join another session in the live session and ask more questions during the live presentation, please do not hesitate. On the other hand, this session will be recorded, or is actually automatically recorded, and it will be shared with every participant. It will also be available on our YouTube channel. So for all the questions, can we watch it later? Of course, please do, and I will also be happy to answer any questions that you're going to be posting on the chat. And also I'll try to browse from time to time my other screen to see if there's any questions or concerns. If I will not be able to answer all of your questions today, I'll do my best to answer them as soon as possible. I do also believe some of my colleagues, other colleagues from EON Reality, might be joining us right now as well, so they might be answering to you those questions during my presentation. All right, all good. Let's move on. So I see people joining from various parts. That's brilliant. Let's. We have a 1 hour for that, and I want this hour, as I said, to be a bit practical, and I will be using various kind of object and examples. Some of them will be abstract, some of them will be very, very pragmatic. My background is in mechanical engineering, and those are the topics which I feel, of course, the most comfortable with. But you already been invited to this training as a part of the EON Global Network. So this is a regular monthly webinar that various members of EON's Reality team focuses on different products, features, and components of an EON-XR platform. For that, Some of the assumptions will be made that you already know briefly what the EON-XR is, what is the platform, and I will try to concentrate, of course, on the more advanced elements. And for that, and EON-XR, of course, maybe just as an introduction to some of you, because I see there are some people from Vietnam, there are some people from Mauritius, beautiful island, by the way, Bangalore, and other parts of the world. And so EON-XR is a platform that is a cloud base. That means it's accessible, available for everyone, which preliminarily, dominantly focuses on the knowledge transfer with the use of the smart devices that we already have, but also with an ability to utilize more advanced virtual reality hardware and devices that already exists, and giving an access for everyone in education and in enterprise sector to visualize the concepts, the ideas, to share the knowledge, because it's been proven, and you can find lots of information about the studies done behind it. So it's been proven that the virtual augmented reality, mixed reality, something in between those two worlds, or to encapsulate all of those terms in extended reality, that's where the XR comes from. Extended realities supporting and making the knowledge transfer most effective, faster, and more related to the personal needs, because the user is not only watching the content, but also being part of the experience. Based on the similar concepts for 20 plus years, EON Reality has developed various applications focusing on the preliminary learn, train, perform, and collaborate. For that, EON-XR is available right now. And the addresses and everything else I will be, of course, posting. If you haven't tried, I do believe, of course, everyone tried it here. But if you have not tried the EON-XR platform, you can do it. And I will be posting right now a link to the EON-XR website in the chat. So the EON ecosystem for the online platform, consisting of those products called EON-XR as a core platform and core functionalities, Merged XR or EON Merged XR as a solution that enhance and focus on using augmented reality within the mobile devices. And it's no problem if you're using Android devices or iOS devices, as long as it's compatible with the AR functionalities or AR libraries like AR Core or AR Kit. Then you can explore the content in augmented without any special markers. The next element or next component is EON Special Meeting, which allows the multiple people in multiple different distance locations to collaborate based on that. And right now, today, we're going to talk about the Metaverse Builder, which puts another layer to this collaboration, another layer to the knowledge transfer. So what is the Metaverse? As we understand, of course, the fully virtual world as a virtual reality, a world that mixing elements of the reality and digital worlds, which we call augmented mixed reality solutions. So what is the Metaverse in this? Metaverse is, in my interpretation, and there are, of course, multiple interpretations, Metaverse is the next layer into that. So let's look onto it. How does that fit to the EON ecosystem? And we will go to the practical example. And I'm also, as I said, I'm going to be browsing through the chat messages, so please correct me if I'm wrong. But I assume each of you tried already EON-XR, so you understand that most of the time we will focus or we concentrate on the knowledge transfer that is based on the visual components, something which we called in EON-XR 3D assets. So very important elements of that knowledge transfer is the ability to visualize through the 3D object. And those 3D objects become getting a meaning by providing a knowledge around it, knowledge portals that could be memos, it could be a text information, we could add existing videos and new functionalities, which I will highlight as well, is the ability to use the videos that are available on the YouTube platform, but also upload or connect your own videos on your own network connected drives, that you can even more secure provide the content to your visual instructions throughout the videos. Audio, which is an important element because this is a key component of a collaboration and communication, as well, much more effective than the text, because it also puts emotional aspects into the transferred information or data. And not forgetting about the image, which is of course even a static image combined with the ability to have all the other components which I already mentioned. It's another layer of understanding, ability to understand and perceive the difficult concepts, and not forgetting about the very popular formats like a PDF or portable documents, and in other words, open documents formats that allow us the full documentation, instructions, manuals, guidance, highlights, topics, or even the surveys to be demonstrated and presented as the elements surrounding the 3D assets, in a way building this layer of a knowledge portal and knowledge transfer. I'll show you all of that practically. But that's not it. So when we have the 3D assets in the middle, when we have all those, let's call it conventional or a traditional knowledge packages or elements that are supporting a knowledge transfer, we adding to it an interactivities related to the assessments. So when we have a learn, train, perform, and in the perform elements, we are building the ability to assess, to validate in a home environments by the quizzes, locate, identify activities, but also by putting this new aspects of the personalized message, either the message from the tutor, students, trainer, trainee, and in both educational enterprise formats, which we call the 3D recordings. And not only that, based on the 3D recording, so we can show and ask a person to validate their knowledge and the skills by using a 3D assessments, where we, as the user of the content, as the recipient of the knowledge that has been presented to us in the various formats, are asked to follow, do the things in the correct format, correct procedure as well. So that's what the EON-XR, Merge-XR, EON Merge-XR, EON Special meetings, because it adds also level of a collaboration do. But what is the Metaverse Builder? So Metaverse Builder provides another layer on top of that, the ability to have a multiple objects and multiple components filled with the knowledge. All of that surrounded by the virtual environments as well, and building your own world, the world in which you can put a purpose and a meaning. So Metaverse, in a sense, is a use of the virtual reality with a social aspect, when the users can be multiple, when the objects could be multiple, when there is each of the object can have its own meaning, and in a combination as a group, they might have an extra layer, an extra meaning. That means that we have an ability with that to explore more, learn more. So let's focus right now, and I'm going to check if there's any questions, of course, in here. So let's concentrate right now on the functionalities and the ways that we would like you to explore, and provide us, of course, the feedback about the EON-XR, EON Merge-XR, EON Special Meetings, and EON Metaverse Builder. So we're going to look on the functionalities related to how, as an answer to your needs, because we're developing this product already for some years, we personalize the process of integrating using natural interfaces and using natural languages, and also our visual presentation as an avatar. I'm going to be showing right now how we also increase the speed, the challenge of how to create the assets inside the scene that can be used in our environments based on our collaboration within the companies like Sketchfab also CG Trader, as well as based on implementing an open standard formats for the 3D graphics. I'll demonstrate how we will create a metaverse based on multiple objects and multiple sub-components, sub-experiences, and fit that into either the real or virtual worlds and virtual environments. And I will do my best, of course, even though I'm alone here, but maybe with your support, to demonstrate how the collaboration with the avatar in either demonstration formats or in an online meeting can be used right now. Let's move to that. So as a starter, as I said, the EON-XR is available for multiple devices. Preliminarily, we focus on the mobile, and it is true that EON Metaverse Builder is focused on the mobile devices, because that's the primary device that the users will be exploring or will be using to explore. You can install the EON-XR application. I'm sure many of you have, if not everybody, already installed it, either on the Android. I'm going to be using the iOS device, but it does not matter what kind of device you're using. The elements that matters that the device has to be AR Core compatible or ARKit compatible. So for that, and there are sometimes the questions from our users, how can I be sure, will my device be working with that? One of the things I want to, of course, highlight in this, and I'm happy that it's been recorded also because you can always review, that as an EON-XR user, you have access also to our website. And on our website, when we talked about the products, we also have the website, the sub-component sub-page called resources. I'm just sending the link to that as well. So if you would like to learn more specific elements about it, you have here the different user guides for our products. You have the videos and the documentations. And around the documentation, you get information about, of course, the FAQ, frequently asked question, desktop, minimal requirements. Practically, if you even use Google, my keyboard seems to be, I'm not responding right now, just a second. Let me, google.com. So if you use Google and you will search, for instance, AR Core devices, you could find even on a Google page. So it's not related purely to EON. It's about if it's Android device or iOS device, it depends on the manufacturer, which are providing the list of the different devices that are supporting that 3D experience by using that additional technology. So if you want to be sure or checked that your device should be working with the software, I would strongly recommend to check the devices as per the compatibility. By the way, I see that in my camera it seems to be stopping, which is fine. I'll put that up again. Okay, and those devices will be are listed here on the website. So I do recommend that if you're interested about it, you can search it. Also, if I'm already on that, just want to highlight the fact that if you will search the EON Reality on the YouTube, on our channel, you can find lots of the videos, instructions, guidance, and examples. So people forgetting about it, but you can even find information how to, and tutorials almost step by step about how to do the things, how did we provide those functionalities. But let's focus on the practical elements. So as I said, I will be using right now my mobile device to show you how to enter the Metaverse Builder from my mobile device. So I just need to do also some space on my desk. So I'm checking right now the chat, and I can't see any questions so far. So please feel encouraged. We have right now quite a few people connected. So please also include your questions, and into this, I think it's available to ask the questions as well. Okay. So I'm checking, that's fine. So what I have my iOS device. I installed a free application called EON-XR, and also sometimes people asking when you're installing the application, what application should we use? Because EON Reality, if you search EON-XR, we still have online this classic one, but it's going to be fading out because the new application EON-XR is overtaking some of the obsolete elements from the previous application. So the EON-XR is the application that you can use, and that's the single app to access the various kind of products within the EON-XR family. When you are accessing this, each of you, of course, has access to own institution. Each of you have access to their own licenses. And I do want to also highlight the fact that for now, each of the member is eligible for even a trial. If you don't have the license yet in your institution, you can have it as a trial basis, at least, the EON Metaverse Builder application. How you can recognize that you have or you do not have in that specific institute that you see here. For instance, it could be, for my case, XR Library, or it could be your name of the institution. How to recognize if you have the license is when you are pressing a create button. Amongst the so-called lesson types, we added a function called the Metaverse Builder. So the lesson is a traditional approach that we use so far. So as I showed you, based on either the 3D objects or 360 environments, creating a full knowledge-based components with the use potential of EON XR floating portraits. But I'm going to be concentrating on the Metaverse Builder itself. Before I'm going to even go there, just to also, I want to highlight the fact about this personalization that I showed you in the slides. So when using my profile, EON provides every user to select the profile and change various things inside your profile. Of course, setting up your own presence as a picture. There is a little bit younger of me, as you can see. Selecting your preference for the language and being able to use either is Arabic, Bulgarian, Hungarian, or many other languages, as you can see here, available. Also, we have right now extended formats of the 3D avatars. And within that, I already have established multiple avatars on my own here, but I want to highlight the fact that EON Reality is right now within a company called Ready Player Me. We have right now a collaboration with that Ready Player Me components that even throughout their website, if you are interested in, and I will also post the link, if you would like to have your customized avatar, you can either create it on the Ready Player Me, enter the app, log in, and connect even your account with EON-XR, that I can have a various application connected, other application that exists in the XR market, let's call it that way. But there is also an ability right now to connect the EON-XR as an application and having it directly connected also with that information linked to it. That means I can have even the avatars that I created for other pieces of softwares, other solutions, easily transferable in between and using in, for instance, EON-XR as your visual representation. But from within a mobile application, as I'm here, and there is an ability even to create every single time when we would like to create, we can create our own avatars by choosing either your body type, and I'm going to use one. We can take a photo, or I can do even continue without the photo. We can choose whichever presentation we would like to be visible in the virtual space. I'm just going to change it to the portrait mode because it's a little bit easier for me right now to see the standing posture. Ability to customize that by, of course, changing the different elements, colors, shapes, and formats of presentation of various kind of features of the avatar. The same thing related to the clothing, being able to, of course, customize that. And we believe that you can, of course, at some point will be able to even create your own clothing, and that will be a tool that are supported by this Ready Player Me and automatically available within the EON-XR for that. When we customizing, and there are, as you can see, lots of things related to customization to the both clothing, hair, and shapes, colors, as I said before. We have an ability to utilize something went wrong in here because probably I didn't log into that, but saving it within the application and having it being used for this for the app. Why I have already an avatar, because I have already it selected. So why I already have my avatar being selected, that means I can already use this kind of avatar within the application. So that's a little bit about the some of the element of the personalization in the XR. I see here also was watching on iPad Air 1255, the EON-XR install but loads with issues and 3D assets. Samples do not load well. Most of the time it crashes or keeps on loading. I can tell you that I have used various iPad devices. I can of course look into that specific issue at some points. My recommendation also is that within the EON-XR, if there are some problems like that, we will be happy to kind of investigate it. I'm not going to say, of course, every single problems can be solved in a matter of seconds. It sometimes depends on the hardware. But when you are signing in to the EON-XR, when you're through the website is usually the easiest to kind of report, because you might provide us the feedback, and we also provide information about the release notes. So if you have that kind of issues, you can report it either as a send of the feedback, or even for individual experience, we provide options to report issue that you can explain with a link to your email account with a trackable task number, because that will go to our support team, and them the guys who are dealing with the technical support will be able to look into it more specifically. That's the question which comes from Ashwin here. So please do not hesitate to post that. What are the issues? And we will be, as a team in EON, happy to look into that. But being inside the EON-XR library, let's look also what else and how the metaverse is actually to be created. So I told about the natural interfaces. So Metaverse Builder automatically, on a first instance, and this is my screens here, guys. You can see also, I'm going to show me on myself on the screen. So I'm actually on using the device in the real life, and within the interface, and I can also press here the question mark. There is some of the changes. First of all, we're starting with the augmented reality. We have ability, and I will hide this right now. Actually, I'm using, of course, the finger here. I'm just using my mouse because I'm casting it, and I want to highlight it. That will be trying to explain the objects or the sense of the objects based on a gradually and different types of the object will be related partly to the mechanical engineering, partly to the environments, health and safety, and also to the collaboration. Fire extinguisher. So as you were able to see here, using my voice, the EON Metaverse Builder, as well as all the products right now, will be also being able to use that. When we use AR, allows us to find the objects, either individual object that so far was only a singular elements that we could only use one at this time. Right now we have ability to use them multiple, and I'll show you that, but also to select them from an Excel library, which is already existing library of some of the content, from my asset, and from right now from a Sketchfab. And here it says, because I'm also signed into the Sketchfab as an online library, that's another topic I highlight in a second. Okay, so I have a question also. So far, I could not upload a photo to the avatar, and I'll demonstrate you also what are the ways to build up the avatars. And maybe, I think time will allow us, I will also show you how even you can create a photorealistic avatar inside your experience. So going back in here, we listen to the users, which very often say we have a challenge with finding correct assets. First of all, our library is overgrowing. I mean, all the time growing, so the Excel library is growing. We have ability to use our own assets so we can import those elements. And right now, we also have an integration within the Sketchfab, which you can see I can use and free online models that are available to be reused and import in a correct format to this solution. So I'm able straight away to kind of find them, refine the questions, and if I'm interested in some and load it into the EON-XR, interpreted graphically that I can already navigate around using my finger, and the model becomes straight away also my point or my object, my focal point, my focus on the building up the knowledge around it. So I can select the elements, and here, for instance, say annotation, and set up that annotation that I use as a voice. So once again, we're using a natural interfaces, voice recognition, to provide an easy access to the textual information, to the images that can be placed in here. So I will put here, or select some of the image, videos, which will be as a default, it works using a YouTube or as a source of the videos, PDF documents, and we have ability to upload our own PDF here. And using, if we have some of the documents on our device, we can upload them straight away. I have control of hazardous energy, and for instance, there is some sort of a procedure here related to the in the PDF document. So I will add that as well. Plus, there is also an audio elements if I would like to add that, but I'm going to skip it for now. I'm going to add it later also to show you something else. So that provides me an ability in that point, that objects to be automatically enhanced by these knowledge portals that can provide you the videos, image, PDF documents that I can browse freely. I can even kind of browse through the whole documents and change which page I would like. So I take that into consideration. So building this knowledge portal for individual object is something that is already available within the EON-XR, EON Merged XR. Right now, let's add something else. What is the next level in here? Of course, we have a typical elements like annotations being available, which we can create multiple of them. We can use all of the functionalities that we had before within the ability to present, explore components and subcomponents of every object. So we're not losing anything from what we had so far in relation to exploration of those objects, but we can also add another environments or another objects to this. Firefighter. So once again, I know there is some delay. I think I'm streaming here, so it might not be the fastest way for you to see it. But I use the word firefighter, so I can use the object from a library. So I'm going to use, for instance, an element from a library. And right now, also showcasing you a procedural format or more kind of a contextual format, we can create and focus on the building a metaverse and putting an object into a context of the another object or one to another, and building that provides me with the ability. You guys can hear me still, or you can, I'm just checking if there is all the connection. I see there is some elements here. I think it should be okay. I'm on air. Can I just get confirmation that we are still connected? My system tells me everything is fine, but I see there are 2-3 people saying some issues. Okay. Connection's fine. Thank you, Roslina. Okay. Good. So I added the object, and I have an ability for some disconnection. Okay, I'm not sure why is that, because in my case it shows that I'm connected all the time, but you're losing my voice sometimes. Okay, I'm surprised because I'm unstable internet connectivity, but I hope at least some of the elements will be in the recordings later. Okay, so putting a multiple object, each of the object has ability to be selected and navigate independently. Let me just, because there is a little delay here in the streaming, so let me once again, I'm going to stop the streaming, stop mirroring, and I'm going to start mirroring again, hoping that this time it will be a little bit faster. And maybe there shouldn't be anything in here that's slowing down my internet connectivity. Okay, so each of the object can be presented independently, as you can see. Each of the object I can select, so it should be visible. Let me quickly check if the speed is working fine. I'm just checking my connection here. Well, the connection should be okay. At least for downloading. Let's just see quickly uploading. Sorry for that if you're experiencing some of the difficulties here. It should be stable internet connectivity. Okay, going back. So once again, having each of the object available separately, each of the object being able to provide a various elements. So providing a text annotations, protecting helmet, firefighter, and we can add it just as an annotation, which we can of course select. We can move wherever we want. We can even drag and repositioning based on the object. For that elements, we have ability to add our own knowledge. And once again, I want to also highlight the fact that there is an ability to use various languages. Depending on your settings of languages in your device, I have English and Polish in here. We can use that for searching in different elements as well. So if I will put firefighter helmet actually here, or images, that will be already remembering my information and being able to add that additional elements to the portal. So now we can have a multiple portals attached to the multiple objects and having them all here depending on which object is inactive. So going in from the procedural process point of presentation, going from a general to the overview to the more specific objects, we can have also, based on the elements, also those aspects of the AI natural supported recognition of the object. So AI artificial use a different language as well when the device is listening to your microphone for recognizing the object. I'm gonna do that and just taking a picture, for instance, of the firefighter. I'm not sure what will be the effect, the end result, but let's give it a try. So I'm taking the picture of the firefighter, and what it does, it automatically trying to find out an objects or similar images based on the AI search, and based on that, providing us also keywords that will allow us to identify the object, identify the knowledge. And for instance, firefighting in the United States as a text, we can put, and once again, all of the elements of the concepts for the uniform. If we want to, we can redesign the question here as well, and add them to the object, so building up multiple portals here. Okay. Now, moving on, also what this means from the procedural components, and what is also important to kind of show. EON, I told you about the avatars and the ability to provide the avatars, and the necessity for, or kind of importance of a personalized elements of the knowledge transfer. That's why we have a memo. So there is an ability to create your memo in various languages. Not everyone likes its own voice. Even myself, as a Polish citizen or a Polish person, my accent in English doesn't sound extremely, let's say, satisfying from my point of view. So I can use the various conversions. So I'm going to use the microphone icon here on this one. We have multiple voices and we have ability.
Hello, today we're going to talk about the firefighters and the role of the personal protection equipment.
So we have also the ability to convert that information into a memo, but also convert it into with the different audio aspects and adding it. So all of that kind of adds towards the additional, and you can see those memos will be available here, that if I will have a multiple of them and I can add multiple of them in multiple languages, multiple voices, and being able to kind of guide us through the process. And also, should be adding one more. Just have to do it in another searching because I was talking. So I'm going to put here also voice environment. So there are various environments that I can put here, and there are some of the environments that will be, of course, and we extending a library of different environments, which could be a very simple object, but it could be the full scenes and that are presented in here, as well as in the assets. And if I would like to add and fit that into the environments, actually maybe fire station will be good. Fire station. It's going to put a station, which is some of them that are related to the firefighter station. XR library. But you can also see that this is all in a live presentation, which means the similar results you guys should be having. And if I will add an object here, whatever that is, it will be downloaded, it will be initialized, and it could be presented as a single object, or it could be presented as a multiple objects, which could have we have the ability within that warehouse to make it massive, to make it big, to locate it on the floor, and putting all of those concepts of the firefighter station or the fire extinguisher also into this environment. Okay, I see the comment saying still freezing here. Sometimes I'm really apology for that, but unfortunately it's nothing related to me. It's I think related to the software that we use this webinar jam for the freezing aspects, and apologies for that. I will be hoping that the recording will be without any issue. Okay, so I want to show right now how to also look into this process within the 3D presentation. So within the options here, we have something called the 3D camera or 3D recordings to put additional assessment levels. So that allows us to create various types of the assessments, which could be either achieved by pressing this icon here, or by pressing this icon here, showing the little test elements. So both of them are providing us ability to build up the quizzes, identify activities, locate activity when we have to point to where the object specific is. In identify, we have to name the object, individual components, my individual components as an avatar to the object. So let me just put that in. And right now we can see it's recording. So we have the ability to use the pointer, select on the objects that are in our interest. In this case, I'm here in the warehouse. We have ability to kind of see through, and we have ability to collaborate on the presentation of various objects here that we would like to demonstrate with from various angles. We have also the ability to move the whole scene, rotates the whole scene, and change it the way we want to be able to once again look on each object individually, as well as within this full size environment. And when I'm done here, this in just a second, I will just present it that this object will be then saved. So once again, just maybe having an object like a fire extinguisher, and recording and 3D recordings. Just a second. I need to save it. There's a little glitch, I think, so it might be related to my connectivity here. If there is anything wrong, which it shouldn't be, but let me once again go to the editing this experience and try to make it right. Maybe some little glitch, which I have to validate. There was some little issue here, apparently, but being able to see this 3D recording on the assessment list and being also able to play that right now, doing the recording, being able to explore, being able to provide all the information that I had, being able to move things. And what I need to do is, because I have it very small scale on my computer, but you can see here that there was the avatar already being presented a little bit too big, because I was the scale to the object massively. All the information that I had, being able to. So that avatar, if I would have done a one-to-one scaling on the very beginning, which I didn't done by mistake. So if I would done a one-to-one scaling there, it will be able to have the avatar being presented and providing this information. Okay, moving on to the other elements, and I'm just highlighting the aspects in here, and let me just. So the fact of being able to use the personalization by the language avatars and the using your voice, increasing the speed of creation using a 3D library from the Sketchfab, ability to create multiple objects and also collaborate and provide these avatars, also going into the process. So how those objects are being connected, that the multiple avatars could be also in the scene. So let me also show you that close to the end. What kind of 3D recording equipment? So all the things that could be done is using this. We could also capture the environments and put the environments inside it using a 3D scanning, and there are various ways of 3D scanning. So what I would like to highlight also, that right now within the EON-XR, when we're creating, and I will say the lesson, so I'm going to press the lesson. We no longer only have a 3D asset or 360 asset-based lessons that you can create based on a single object or based on a single series of 360 spherical pictures, which there is some new feature into that as well, portals that allowing you to switch from one to another much more seamlessly. Some of you some time ago in a training session asked me, can we do the virtual tour? That when I see one 360 picture, then I click on something, I will open another one. Yes, it's already possible. That means we have ability to build up a procedure when you're showing one element, one picture, then another picture. But what I want to concentrate on here is that within the importing of the assets, within the bringing of the assets to here, we have the Sketchfab and the 3D import based on any 3D model. So the Sketchfab is right now far more integrated inside that, where we can search anything we want, fire station, and search that on the Sketchfab. And if I couldn't find the object I want to, I can quickly select that object, browse how it might look like. This is the functionality that we integrated together with the Sketchfab API, and import that asset, and that asset will be processed by the EON-XR to bring it into the library. So right now, we opens the possibility for extremely quick import and enhancing your library with a various kind of a content that, as you can see, it's going right now with 50% and will go relatively quick. And at the completion of that process, that model will be available. And if I will go here to the success, what are the models that I have successfully imported? So actually, I've done hundreds of models imported for various kind of reasons and purposes related to the health and safety presentations in the past. So that my in progress one, which is the one is actually right now is 60%, and in a moment we will go fully into it, and we can bring multiple 3D models into the EON-XR. All right, so I have I have promised you also some of the fun related to the avatars. So at the end, I would like to also highlight the fact that there is lots of the softwares that EON or components of the software that EON is collaborating or working in support with, and some of them allowing even to create your own avatars. And just a second, I'll put that in quickly here for you to see that if you're looking for creating a lessons, and I will just download because I done the 3D scanning on my mobile device, so I just have to save it on the desktop. File should be here. So what I have done, there is an ability right now to create your own avatars, even using a GLB file format. So it's another new things which came relatively new within the EON-XR family, providing a GLB 3D file format that can be browsed on your Windows. And this is me. Actually, this is a scan which I done today. I do believe that in real life I look a little bit nicer, but this kind of a model could be with the use of various pieces of software in 3D, Mixamo, Blender, and others as well. So if somebody wants to use enhance even the library, brings up the more of the functionalities. There are plenty of the softwares surrounding EON-XR or XR technologies that allowing you to bring up a specific poses, specific and let's just need to log in here. So I'm going to take it on the side just to log in, bringing the model into your scene, import that, and we're using a GLB file format, which is the format supported by the free softwares, Blender, by many other softwares on the desktop. I can bring that model inside the Blender, where I can build up the weird right now. I should have probably done it a little bit better, but it's its ability to kind of customize that, plus export that and use any kind of existing animations that could be then based even on my 3D model that I scanned, and bring that and export that, download this as an FBX file format and bringing it eventually to our GLB, Collada, or other formats you would like to do, though FBX is usually the best in a situation, and enhance your metaverse within with use of your own data. Okay, I'm close to the finishing time. I see that from time to time you guys been freezing, and I can tell you for sure that it is not related to my internet connectivity. It's something related most likely to the software that we use, and apologies for that if there is anything like that. I will be having this, of course, recorded. I will be having this presentation available to you as well, and yeah, I see that sometimes connection is fine, sometimes it's breaking up, so I'm not sure what could be the reason, but as I said, I'm sorry, because I don't like the fact that that the internet might not be working correctly. But when I check my connectivity in here and checking the quality of that, it usually is. Ping could be better, but the speed is relatively good for both uploading and downloading. So I'm not sure what could be an issue here, but it is what it is. So I'm hoping, of course, I will investigate more in this case to maybe do the afternoon one more. But I would like to encourage you. You can scan it. You can connect with me on LinkedIn. You can email me directly. And as a member of a customer success team, as well as with the other colleagues working within the EON Reality, we will be happy to guide you, provide you materials, and introduce you to the EON-XR family. So learn, train, perform, and collaborate within the EON experiences, and being able to kind of let me just put that in. And yeah, actually this ecosystem here to introduce you to various kind of products, functionalities, that are within the EON family products. Thank you very much, everyone. And I'm just going to check if there are any questions still. I mean, the only thing is, thank you for knowing the knowledge. Please, some software for the 3D assets and avatars. So for the 3D software and avatars, I'm using Blender. I'm using In3D software. I'm using the Mixam, as I showed you. And please, of course, contact me on if you have any questions. Anyone, of course, please do that. For Ashwin, for this iPad issue that you mentioned, or we will look into that if there is any kind of needs if it's iOS device, which is an iPad, of course, then AR Kit should be a functional things inside it, so it should work. I'm using various of the iPads. I have iPad Air as well, so fine. Jerome asked a question, is it for subscription? So yes, this is, I assume also if you're already invited, you might kind of find this information online. But yes, and I would recommend to go to the EON-XR.com website, as well as on EON Reality. The software exists and it's been rolled out based mainly on the partnership networks that EON Reality do around the world, and within the different application examples, you can find online different use case studies with the partners around the world, usually university, colleges, and commercial institutions as well. And you can find information about the product itself on our resource page, and it's available on the Apple App Store, Google Play, Windows, magically Oculus Quest, and there will be some new updates coming up relatively soon, also related to the additional supports even to the newer devices. So I know there's some leakage about the leaked information about the new virtual reality headset from Meta, formerly known as Facebook. So I can also assure you that we will be targeting them within the development process as well. So today's afternoon session, if you would like to, I would like to invite you, of course, for any kind of sessions that EON's Reality hosts. So if you want to find more about upcoming events on our company website, news and events, so this is the website, you can find that this EON-XR Global User Workshop is hosted on 2 time zones. So it's today. One is at 11 o'clock Central European Summertime. That's I'm at right now. 12 o'clock actually right now already, and in Singapore time it was 5 p.m. and at 11 o'clock Pacific daytime, daylight saving, or at 8 p.m. my time, I will be having another session here. So if you are interested, you can also register for the other one as well and join that if you're still going to be awake. Depends on where about in the world you are. Thank you very much, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day, and good exploration and building your metaverse with the 3D objects, importing 3D objects, exploring and collaborating. Thank you very much.